with she. You can own house and a van through she. You can own acre land. Miss D are the real big woman. With she, you coulda never go wrong with she. You can own house and a van through she. You can own acre land. She tell me pre-smart, pre-better. Get your own damn place so you prefer every day. Me wife if you sign up letter car. NHT them a reach and setter. Plus me don't get a youth of a member. Me son just on table in December. And she do construction too. She will build the house for you and you get it well rendered. Davis, she a the real big woman. With she you coulda never go wrong with she. You can own house and a van through she. You can own acre land. Miss D a the real big woman. With she you coulda never go wrong with she. You can own house and a van through she. You can own acre land. She now start it and left you there. Me I tell your brother yes she well prepared. And if you're meeting enough farm a panga wrong, she give you lawyer brother clear your fear. She are the best RST agent. She help the need if you stop pay rent. They don't care about mind them just give me strength by steel and gravel and black and cement out. Now me house that I build up on the eye. Me I save some me money gone up in the sky from. Me be glad that me say me nah lie bank. Got money and me pocket never giant.
All right. And they should be able to hear us now. I'm seeing the sound bar come up here.
Where's the chat? I can't function without the chat.
I know the chat is the biggest issue right now.
Refresh the chat.
There's no refresh button on it.
Really? You sure about that? There's always a refresh button.
All right, here it is. Here's the chat.
See? Tell you, that's my AI training. There's always a refresh button. There's always a way for you to redo this thing. Welcome everybody. Are you know? Yes, we're seeing the chat. So, are you hearing us? That's the other thing now. Give us a thumbs up
Or just let us know if you can hear us.
if you can hear us.
Can you hear us? It says I have sound, because I'm seeing the sound bar showing up here now. It's picking up microphone. Okay, we can hear you, but barely. All right, so that's a volume issue. Let me see what's going on with that.
Yes.
Yeah, my microphone is low, they said.
Okay. We don't have any more lapel lights here.
Yeah, we do, actually. But
Can we connect through lapel here?
I am looking at
What about
connections.
the sound on the laptop is up?
That is what's on now, and that's what they're saying is low.
Too far, so we're good now. Don't plug in a lapel.
Don't plug in a lapel. All right, she says, yes, you're good now. How about the volume level, though?
The volume, somebody tell me if you're hearing us now. Switch over mics. Fine. Sound is up. All right, good. Thanks.
All right, perfect.
All right, welcome everybody. We are late to the
20
show.
minutes. First, we couldn't connect.
We have so many things to cover today, but it's gonna be a good show today for some of you. For some of you, it won't be. We're looking at some numbers today, and boy, that can get sticky. Tony?
Yeah. I don't know. Like looking at numbers, kind of scary.
Mm-hmm.
Now you just want to just wing it.
Yeah. So sometimes you really just want to wing it, but thing is, you can't wing it for so long and no more, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you keep winging it, you get stuck in a loop, and then you find that you're on this hamster wheel and you're doing all this work, but you're just not getting to the next level. Why am I not getting to the next level?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So this is where you have to your maths now have to be good. The people who can, I call it world maths. We're not talking about mathematics in school, like your Pythagoras theorems and one and one is two. That's what you need to know. That one and one is two. You need to know that one minus one is zero. And you need to know that if you start from zero, and then you're going to negative numbers. Negative numbers don't mean anything good for anybody anywhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so this is why I'm doing this today. You must know the real estate maths, the maths behind what it is you're doing, and some of it is going to look complicated, but seriously, you just need to be able to add and subtract. Are you making money or not? That is it, right? So we're gonna do 7 calculations today. Which holiday we just went through? Independence.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you didn't spend off all your money on
Independence, a money spending holiday?
Can be.
Really?
Mm.
On what?
On only for things.
Oh
the
yeah,
black
last
will
year
not
we
go.
went on the train.
Mm.
Yeah, so that we
It
spent a
can
bit
be
of money on that.
especially if you have children. You want to go all of the festivities and the street dances and all these things, right? Want to put the screen more to the right. All these things, all right? So before you buy that investment property, you need to run the numbers. So the core message today is a property may look like a good investment, but do you know whether it's a good investment or not? You only can know that if you run the numbers. Truth is, sometimes if you run the numbers, you don't buy the property. But we're talking about investment property. We're not talking about the house that you live in. The house that you live in is a money pit. The house that you buy for you and your children and your husband and your wife and all these people, grandmother, everybody, to live in, people, that's a money pit. That is a no-brainer.
Mhm.
You spend the money every day with that thing, cleaning it, all kind of problems popping up. Money pit has no investment.
I always wonder why the house that you live in becomes so complicated though.
Yeah, for
You
one thing.
literally just needed somewhere to sleep
Yeah,
and to protect you from the elements.
yeah, but it gets so complicated. Um, I don't know. And the thing is, it has no income. It's the first thing. There
And we
is no
don't
income.
and we don't spend that much time in it.
Yeah, we don't. We're on the road most of the time. When you do come in your bed, so I don't understand. That's just how it is. The modern home today is a money pit.
Consumerism.
Yes. And the modern home today, I'm looking around this house and I'm saying, my God, what a heap of stuff. The modern home today,
For just somewhere to sleep in.
yeah, for just somewhere to sleep is crazy. Who thinks so? Put it in the chat. Um, so you go to shop every Saturday and buy all these things and you bring it back. It's just like a warehouse.
I know, like I have this vagrant who sleeps at the bus stop
Mhm.
close to my office. And every time I pass him, he has all these collectibles that I'm sure he's collected from the garbage bin.
Mhm.
And then every week the garbage truck comes
Mhm.
and collects those things. And then he has other things. And I'm like, even the man who's homeless feels the need to collect unnecessary things in his abode at the bus stop.
And he's just in a little
And he's at the
two
bus
by
stop.
two bus stop shape.
Yes. I'm like, so if he can't get away from it, how am I supposed to get away from it?
Because he's supposed to have mental clarity. He doesn't have mental clarity. But you say you're seeing and you have mental clarity, yet you, every week you go and shop till you drop and you pack up the whole place from head to ceiling. And you end up living in a warehouse.
I know, and I look at him, and sometimes I think, he has life real good because people pass and give him breakfast, lunch, and dinner. People even stop by and give him smokes, right?
Mhm.
Cigarette money for cigarettes.
Mhm.
Yet he has shelter covered.
Mhm.
He has food covered.
Mhm.
I'm sure he has entertainment and those things covered at some point.
Mhm.
But his need to collect these unnecessary things.
Yeah, so guys, we have to try not to get to that, right? And the more money you have, is the more cheese you buy that you don't eat.
It's true.
So my father used to say, the more money, I thought, when dog have money, buy cheese. Dog don't eat cheese, so don't make that reach you. So let's see who is with us now, because some persons would have come on and ran like, oh, where are they? So I have Gigi. Hi, Gigi.
Dancehall entertainment is here.
Hi,
Farah.
Farah.
Safi.
Safi, thank you, Farah, for giving me the updates. I think not hearing us.
Rusty Willow.
Rusty Willow.
Joy is
Joy.
here.
We have everybody who normally comes on.
Yeah.
E-Cup. What's this?
Conlon.
Conlon, you're new.
No,
Welcome.
Conlon
Conlon
is not
is not new.
No.
Okay, Gigi.
Like Gigi looks new, but I know Gigi's not new.
New. Okay.
It's just that it's their name, their ID showing up instead of their name this week.
Right. So Dancehall Entertainment, Safi. All right. Thank you everybody for coming on. And for staying with us so faithfully. Those of you who are new, I'm Claudia, real estate agent, real estate broker, or real estate dealer. If you want to put it that way.
Oh, the daily asks if you're looking for a husband.
Now that is baggage.
One more thing to put in the house.
One more thing to put in the house, right? No. What you say? I have 99 problems, but that ain't one.
But a husband ain't one.
No, I'm not gonna add it to make it 100. We stick with the 99 problems, right? So no, the daily LOL, laugh out loud, out loud. Yeah, daily, you make me laugh today. Um, so I know somebody looking at husband though. I was with her yesterday.
Yeah.
She said, "You're gonna find me a husband." I said, "Boy, I'm not. I'm no longer in the game. Like in the streets. I don't even go club or
Oh,
go
God,
anywhere.
maybe you can play wing woman.
I'm playing wing man, but I have to go out there, we go meet some
No,
men.
you have to go spot him out. Red flag,
Yeah,
yellow flag, green flag.
I'm ever got some criteria. Like my grandaunt, when I was with her in Kentcott, her criteria was when I was going out in a club in Garbo. I went with her after my father threw me when I was 15. I was with her. She was really cool. She was a returning resident out of England. And guys, they said, Claudia, if he's not wearing a wristwatch, not wearing leather shoes,
He's not a husband
she
material.
said, do not speak to men who wear sneakers. If he can't afford to wear a wristwatch
And leather shoes.
and leather shoes, well, this was back in the 80s. I think everybody can afford a wristwatch now. But I guess back then, wristwatch was the hallmark of a gentleman who had some substance.
Yeah, but I think
And leather shoes,
I
because
think-
leather shoes is still expensive today.
I think criteria for husband has fallen though.
It has fallen.
Yeah, I think
Seriously.
most women are just looking for someone who wash dishes and reach tall things.
No,
They're not
Yes.
looking for much.
I'm not. It don't even reach that. They're not looking for anything. Come on, guys. So you have to get back the standards up there, and whoever not cutting it, leave them alone, right? Less drama. There's nothing wrong with being single. As a matter of fact, you're happier. When I'm happier, I'm freer. When I get up in the mornings, I only need to think about myself.
I don't even
And
know.
maybe my grandchildren, like, what I'm going for breakfast.
I've
kind of
enjoyed being single. One of the things I've enjoyed about singledom is not having to ask someone's opinion on everything that I need to do. Like I don't have to do that constant mental check-in and then the
Yes.
physical
Check
check-in.
in, yeah.
And then to get the response, I really don't care.
Yeah.
But you still feel a need to check in. And then if you haven't checked in, you get why you didn't ask me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm like,
Or you leave. Oh, you never tell me that.
yeah.
As if you would not have had an opinion. And then you have this argument starts now. And then you knock somebody's ego, and you're constantly walking, tippy-toeing around.
Until you make good on it, yeah.
How you feel. So how you feel. I really should have told you, but I just wanted to get it done, and you justify yourself, and not upon that. If I want to go buy one new car, mix driving up ATM, whomever I say, boom, Audi that, Stewart's that, Benz that, I'm going to decide which one am I going to go with now, or do I go with a Chinese brand? That's my decision of mine.
And I think what's happening to, and I've noticed it with friends and families, that women were thinking faster and more efficiently
Yes.
and making decisions quicker. And our men take a little while to think on it, And so it creates a small frustration.
Yeah, men take longer to. The only time I see a man make a decision fast is when it comes to a car.
Or to go to war.
But anything else, they're like floundering around. Their brains are like on slow jump. Like, no, Sorry, because Pete Morgan says hand pink waving, hand pink waving. What does that mean, Morgan?
I don't know.
Tony said it's either red flag, blue flag, or green flag. So what blue flag mean? We know what red mean. Red mean no. Green mean go. So you get blue in this.
No, it was yellow flag.
What's yellow flag? Caution. Caution.
Go slow,
Go
do some more
slow.
checks before proceeding.
Or don't go through the light.
Which is basically what your real estate map does, right?
Yeah.
It cautions you a little, let you
Yeah.
do some numbers before you proceed.
See, yeah. However, sometimes, and that's your brain, right? Using your brain to do the numbers and so on. But sometimes, like I heard Zaven said something so crazy yesterday.
Not profound?
I don't even know the word. So we were talking about. So I said dreamwork make the team work, and he says dreamwork makes the teamwork. No, makes the dream work. Is that what he said?
He says teamwork makes the teamwork.
Teamwork makes a teamwork, but I'm telling him teamwork makes a dream work. It says no, grandma. Teamwork makes a teamwork.
Mm-hmm.
Tony must put up a clip for them, man. Put up a clip for them. So hear this kid now. Grandma, I'm saying this from my heart. Like, what? I said, what does that mean here? I'm saying this from my heart. What? You get this rubbish as far as I'm concerned. So, but why I'm telling you that drama now is because sometimes the brain,
Mm-hmm.
you do the maths, you do the numbers with your brain, but your heart tells you to do this.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to the romantic part of it, your brain will do the numbers and the maths in it and tell you no, red flag, red flag. But the heart tells you to do something else. So it happens on all fronts, guys.
Right. Gigi says, no, I'm not new. Been more than 3 years.
Oh, JJ.
Morgan says, what are we talking about today?
So Morgan, we're talking about rent is not profit, right? Appreciation is not guaranteed, and a higher selling price does not automatically mean that you're going to make money. So Tony is going to. Do you have an advertisement for them today?
None of those things are here right now.
All right, because we're in a different location, so we just have to wing it. But rent is not profit, so we just go straight into it. So persons will. So Miss D, the house you for 20 million. How much rent me can get? 100,000 a month. And you stop. You don't ask any more questions. But is that all the questions you should be asking, guys? No. So we're going to look at today's 7 calculations.
I'm going to try and bring that up. Give me a sec.
7 calculations that you need to have, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what are the objectives today? You should be able to distinguish between rental income from profit, because rental income is not profit, guys. You must calculate your gross rental income. You must allow for the vacancy, and I'll explain that. You should be able to calculate your net operating income, and you calculate your real cash flow. You must also understand what is gross rental yield, understand the return on the investment, compare your cash on cash return and your capitalization rate. And you must recognize expenses that are commonly forgotten. Right. So, who is this for today? Those of you who are new property investors. So, I am not talking to people who don't own any property. Because, quite frankly, the history tells me if you don't own any property yet, the first property you would want to buy is one where you can live. So, even if you live in a family home now, you're thinking, oh, nobody need to own a place, nobody need to for whatever reason. So you're thinking that I want to buy my own place. So your own house that you buy to live in is not an investment property, guys. All right. So it is for new property investors. So maybe you have one house already, you have 2 already. You're looking at the third one, right? But this is not for people first-time buyers. First-time buyers have to just go with them heart.
Why have we disconnected?
Because you were doing something.
No, we're still connected.
We're still connected. You sure?
Yes, we're still connected.
Where's the chat? So I can continue. So it is for persons who are looking for investment property. All right, remember that. It is also for existing landlords. I mean, people who already have property, you're collecting rent, you're doing all these things. The numbers going to tell you if you're really making any money or you just have a hobby. It's for diaspora investors who want to buy in Jamaica. Homeowners thinking about converting part of the property now into income producing units. So you may have a 5-bedroom house and you're thinking, I should convert part of this house into investment. Yes. It's a people considering short-term rentals. So we have a lot of Jamaicans, many Jamaicans running around doing these Airbnb. Are they really making any money? When you're buying and you're trying to compare two investment properties, what numbers should you run, right? What the numbers are.
The audio is still coming in through Loma. I'm gonna see if I can connect our laptops in a minute. No, continue talking. I was gonna try and see if we can connect it.
Continue talking, even though I'm coming in low.
Yeah.
But where is my screen and my slide? They're seeing it already.
Yeah, that's
they're there already. So somebody says buy this property for 24 million and you can rent it for 160,000 a month. Is that enough information for you to be doing this? Is it? That's what you need to ask yourself, right? What's happening to me is that I'm let me just adjust. So here. And this is where you make some very expensive mistake, right? So if the rent is 180 or 160 per month,
Yeah, your mic's on.
it doesn't mean that you're making 180,000 per month. First thing you need to remember is the vacancy, the maintenance, your insurance, your property taxes, strata fees, your management repairs, your mortgage that you have to pay. What about all those things? So after that, you buy this house for 24 million and your mortgage is 180,000, the rent is 180,000. Are you making any money? Yes or no? Tell me in the chat. That's a basic addition. No. That is basic subtraction. This minus that. 180,000 is the rent, 180,000 is the mortgage. 180 minus 180 is 0. So from that alone, you don't even need to go no further, do no more calculation. You know you're not making any money. Well, cash flow. Remember, we discussed in previous episodes 2 ways you make money in real estate. One is cash flow and one is capital gain. For those of you who don't understand what it is, somebody who understands, drop it in the chat. What is cash flow and what is capital gain? Only those 2 ways you're going to make money in real estate. So today we're going to do some math, right? Because you need to really just stop asking Miss Davis, how much is the rent that I can get? You must ask some more questions, guys. Or do the numbers. Do the numbers. So get your pen and your paper and everything, or watch the screen very closely. So when you look at the investment property, what's the first thing you're looking at? The price? Go back, Tony. You're looking at the price, or are you looking at the, maybe you should need this. Are you looking, am I going up or down?
Down.
Are you looking at the price, the rent, or the profit? Which one are you looking at? Tell me in the chat. Although I can't see the chat, don't I need to be able to see the chat? Which one are you looking at? All right. Why you get the numbers wrong? You're looking at the rent first. The monthly rent times the times 12. Are you saying that is profit? That is not profit. That is gross rental income. And it has the potential to get the income. It is gross. Remember, gross, not don't come out of that yet. The rest of the expense don't come out. Income is what comes in, but profit is what you get, what stay with you. So the income may be coming in as the rent, but it going out to JPS, NWC, the bank, and all these places. That's not profit. All right? That is income to you and expense you pay out. Nothing stays, so you have no profit. Really and truly, no, you just have a house that is a hobby. Yes or no? So some of the expenses that you forget. First one,
Periods with no tenant.
for everybody, nobody takes that into consideration.
Nope.
You have this house and it's sitting there, you want it, you call Miss Davis to rent it. 1 month pass, 2 months pass. I said to you, drop the price. No, 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 I want 150,000. Not realizing that when 2 months passed, you would have lost 150,000. So you would have lost 300,000. So maybe if you had dropped the price to 130, you could still recover. Because when you multiply 130 times 12 as opposed to 150 times 10, you would have realized, oh, but I would have made the money just the same. So remember that in your renting. Also, vacancy, the property is vacant, you still have some expenses, especially those people doing Airbnb. There's still some expensive. You still have to pay the mortgage.
The cable.
What the cable? What about the people them strata fee?
Yeah.
Right.
The yard still needs
the yard still have to cut. So, which is why in my mentoring sessions with people, the short term, I said, listen, you must get the rent to cover the expense for the month. So in your slow periods, you must reduce that rent because you still have carrying costs, right? Can't afford for the place to stay empty, literally, with short-term rental. You can't afford it, guys. Or you have to take the money to your pocket. You also have repairs that have to happen. It don't mean that because the body not there, the pipe now go burst. And that's what it bursts though, when the body not there. You still have maintenance, you have insurance, all of these things. The property tax still have to pay, the people them strata maintenance still have to pay. Right? You still have to go pay a property manager. If you're paying a property manager monthly, you still have to go pay them.
What I always find funny with houses and repairs, it's never just one repair. Like the toilet starts leaking, I say, okay, let me fix the toilet. It's never just the toilet when you check it out. Nope. Something else is always leaking or something else happens. Repairs usually come in threes, I've noticed.
Yes, everything come in threes. So remember these expenses, especially the vacancy, you have to calculate, give yourself a calculation on that. So the investment must survive the real numbers first.
You can check here if anyone is in the chat, Mom.
No, I don't want to switch out. You mean just look right here, so? At the bottom. So maybe you want to bring this up a little?
Not too much, because that's the screen they're watching.
Oh, this is the one they're watching?
Yeah, but you can move it across. It's more of what I was thinking.
Oh. So it has to survive the numbers, right? And not some numbers that you dream up. Oh, we can get 200,000 for the rent. When really and truly the rent is only gonna be 110. So don't overestimate the rent when you're buying the property. And you need to budget for things that can go wrong. Those of you overseas, you know, you have central air and you have all these things, right? And even though you buy the appliance new, I've had to replace washing machines, bought brand new. In 2 years, I'm like, why? Why? So sometimes I just get a bad deal, right? Get a bad deal. And then guess what? The warranty up, you can't go bad up courts. So you need some calculations. So let's do some calculations using this one property. So The property purchase price in this example we're going to go through is 24 million. The monthly rent that we're estimating to get is 180,000. The cash that was invested is 6 million. And you say 6 million is the
What's that, like furniture and all those other
easily
things?
can be 6 million
AC.
by the time you, especially if you go buy a new house.
Solar,
Yeah.
grills.
Grills.
Grills are like 300,000.
Yes, and you're putting AC at about thousands.
Yeah, your solar system is over $1 million already.
Right? Then you got to talk about landscaping because you say, Lord, the peer mall, them give me and it not look good. The dog.
Landscape, you talk about fencing.
Fencing. Yeah.
And all of a sudden you need a, what is it? Brick driveway.
Wait, yeah.
Interlocking brick driveway.
Interlocking brick. All these things you're gonna need. How much palm tree up in a sky and a palm tree at 20 grand.
New house problems.
New house problems. So, and then sometimes I look at it too and I say, oh, damn, this house coming out a washroom. Let me do a little addition.
My thing is, you easily spend 6 million on doing things for a new house.
Yeah.
And you probably do it over a 3-4 months period.
Yeah.
And in the back of your mind is like, where did I find 6 million from?
In the first place. Right? Where did you find it? So this property, 2.4 million was your deposit, and then you spent 3.6 million between AC, fence it, put in landscaping, all kind of things, because you look on it and I said, this place I can't rent for 180. It may not do all of that. But should you?
And you get caught because all the neighbors are doing it.
Yeah, yeah. So it's a hard thing now, and it's not a brain thing now going on.
Then you have the house there with no fence and no new driveway and no Gaza. What's the grass called?
Zaza.
Zaza grass.
But remember, Stu, you're going to have a mortgage. So this, in this case, is annual mortgage is 900,000. So what happened to the rent now? So your gross annual rent is 2.1 million. That's 180 times 12, right?
Mm-hmm.
After your vacancy, you leave with 1.9. I think this is only taking out a 10% vacancy, meaning it's only going to be empty 1 month.
Mm-hmm.
In real life, that's not so. When you buy these new houses, it take you 3 to 6 months just to put in AC, this, that. So you lose 6 months already.
Yeah, from you get it.
From you get it, right?
And you're trying to, the defect period, so you're trying to figure out what's going to go wrong.
Wrong, yeah, in the defects, you know, you're trying not to do anything to, you want to live out the defects to see if what will go wrong, right? You want to take this? I don't know if it's some. Are they hearing us?
Yeah, I think people are coming through okay.
Coming through. I'm asking them to text me. All right. What will go wrong, guys? So the gross annual rent. Now, calculation. Your gross annual rent. Remember, you multiply that by 12. So the 180 times 12 going to give you 2,160,000. That tells us what the property could collect if it collect the rent for 12 months. But we're not finished, remember. Your gross rent is not income. Please remember that. All right? Now, what is the effective rent after the vacancy? In this instance, that effective is going to be 1,980 because we're taking a 1 month out, or you can take a 10% out, 20% out. Suppose you say to yourself, the rent could be that for the year, but I think I'm going to be using this house 6 months out of the year. So the vacancy is going to be 6 months because I'm going to be in it 6 months out of the year, right? So you could take a percentage and say 50% is the vacancy allowance, right?
Right.
Never assume 100% occupancy. Don't do that, guys. All right, let's look at the next calculation. The next one is your net operating income. What is net operating income? It is the rent minus your expenses. Net operating income, NOI. The rent the income remaining after normal operating expenses, but before financing and taxes. So this don't include your mortgage. This is just the expenses that we alluded to earlier. The maintenance, the insurance, the property tax.
Okay.
strata contributions, property management, the utilities. Utilities are a big part of
Short-term rentals.
short-term rentals. Because in the short-term rental, you have to pay the light bill, this, and that, right?
Right.
So it's usually a really big thing
Mm-hmm.
when it comes the to that. So let's look at it. So your effective rental income, rate of the vacancy is 1980. We are assuming a total annual expense here of 798. So now you leave with 1,182,000. The mortgage don't come out of this yet. So now you see why rent is not profit. Rent is not profit. All right, let's look at something else. So this is what you really want to ask now. After the money come in and the money goes out, what is left is your cash flow. So cash flow before tax equal cash income minus operating expense minus debt payments and other cash commitments before tax. Because if you make profit, if your cash flow is positive, guys, remember you must pay your income tax on that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're lucky and you collect 20 million for rent and you only spend 10 million in expense to include the debt payment to the bank, and you have 10 million leave, that 10 million is still not yours. You gotta go pay the taxes, whichever country you live in. You must pay the taxes associated, the income tax associated. Because remember, rent is income.
Mm-hmm.
Rent is income. Remember that. All right. So we're looking at now net operating income less the mortgage now. So the mortgage is 900. Remember, we said it from the start. So how much you leave with now? Tony, I look on it and I says, I want everything possible. For the year,
so small.
you're like 282,000 for the year, and monthly you only have 23,500. Now ask yourself. Plus, remember you still have to pay tax out of this. In Jamaica, you're gonna pay 25%. So you're only keeping 75% of 23,500. Now you ask yourself,
Is it worth
is it worth it? $24 million out of house, only giving me 23,500.
I mean, when you look at it, you could probably just go and beg $23,000 a month instead of all this work.
Instead of all this work, these people calling me, the pipe burst, the gas done, da 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 da. So cash flow
The
is a
most
number.
famous one is the toilet is clogged.
Yeah.
Like,
How much you charge them for clear a clogged toilet?
I don't charge them. I
You
just go
should.
clear it.
Nobody wants to plunge a toilet. Why? Charge them 10,000 each time.
But sometimes it's literally just plunging it. Like, I mean, I've had situations where I've had to lift the entire toilet because what they've put in there is not something that is flushable.
Yeah.
But for usually it's just taking a plunger and plunging it, and they're just scared, I guess.
But you should charge them for the time and capitalize on the scares, the fear. So cash flow is a number that decides whether you can hold the property through a bad year. Everything else is theory until this line is positive.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're only making 23,500, okay, fine. So it means you're not taking the money to your pocket yet because you have what we call positive cash flow. But if from day one your mortgage is 160, the rent is 160, you don't pay. There's no, do nothing else of pay the property tax, this and that. All of that money going to come out of your money, your pay that you're working.
Yeah.
Otherwise, so you do have an investment, right? What do you have? You have a hobby. Now, remember you started out with a rent of 180 and now you're down to 23,500. So now you see why rent is 180 tells you nothing about the profitability of the investment. So when you ask me, Miss Davis, how much you going to rent for? I say 180,000 and you stop. Don't think that is the money you're going to get in your hand.
No.
In a real life, it is not. All right?
It's 23,000.
Well, it can be less, depending on how the expenses are.
Mm-hmm.
But in this scenario, it's 23,000. Now,
But you're gonna go into positive and negative cash flow. But
mhm,
at the end of the day, with the scenario you just did, 23,000 is a positive cash flow.
mhm.
That's small, but you're on the better side of things.
Oh, and I want to thank Horace for our new water jugs. Thank you, Horace. So now, we're looking at positive cash flow. So you just explained it, right? Positive cash flow in this case is 23,000, fine, because you came out on the good side of the maths. But if you came out on the negative side, where the 180 is the income and the expense is 200,000, you're gonna be negative 20,000. So you'd be on the negative side, right? No, it don't automatically mean that if you're on the negative side, it is unacceptable. We have had investments that started out that way. So on the negative side, we are feeding this puppy. Everyone call it puppy. We're feeding these houses every month.
New houses usually start out that way.
Yes, they
Because
do.
the cost outlay to get the house rentable is
Mhm.
usually high.
It's usually higher, right? If you say you're gonna furnish it, then you're gonna furnish, you're gonna do all kind of things, right? It usually does. If you buy a house that is used, you have other problems, repair problems, right? But for new houses, not repair problems, you have is acquisition. So the money to get it ready to buy.
If you have an older house, it usually comes with fencing already,
ready,
driveway,
all of that,
grilled
grass. To come with some grass.
grass.
But it is the repairs that get you there, so
And
right?
it's usually sometimes rented before to, so you kind of know the type of people. You have some research that you can get access to.
So the negative cash flow is not necessarily a bad thing, but what it does, your eyes are wide open, and the question you ask yourself now when you do the numbers and it is negative is, can I carry this?
And for how long?
And for how long? How long should I carry this? So 3 years, if you're in 3 years and it don't start to turn, you have to make another decision. Right? Because what it means is that every money that you earning from your job or from some another investment or somewhere else, this thing here so is eating it out. Eating it out. So this baby here so is boy just a take milk. Can't wean him off of the milk. So if it not turning that time, then you that boy maybe 5 years, maybe the max. 5 years, maybe the max. Make a different decision, right?
And sometimes the decisions you have to make is not that arduous. So sometimes it's just like a rent increase, right? Or a reduction of what you offer in the rent.
In the rent, yeah. So sometimes it may be you started out cutting the grass, or you said the water was included, or electricity. You can now cut that off, right? Now in Jamaica, you can raise the rent 7.5% every year. So if you're in rental mode space, you build that into your contracts from day one.
And what I've noticed too is, because I've been doing this a while, sometimes a change in tenant makes the world of a difference in terms of maintenance of your property.
Yes. So
that maintenance cost can go right down if you have the right tenant.
If you have the right tenant, yeah.
Some tenants just require more maintenance. I don't know, like just more.
These are just people.
Yeah, these are just people.
All right. So it doesn't necessarily mean if you have a negative cash flow, you just have to know that it's gonna be negative. Do I have the money to deal with this? If you don't, and you have to go use credit card and you have to go do all kind of things, you better leave it alone. But you can use credit cards, because the credit card expense, you're going to pay that monthly fee. The monthly. So let us say you use a credit card. You have a credit card that's 26 million.
Mm-hmm.
And you can afford to use it to buy the furniture, fix the grass, all these things. Then you do it. Because a credit card only requires you to pay that minimum balance. But you must factor in that you must get a positive cash flow because you must clear this credit card.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot have the credit card carrying and carrying because you need the capital same way from the card to go to our next investment. But you can't run to another investment so fast if you have not cleared this one and get it in the positive.
Right.
You have to get it in the positive. And sometimes getting it in the positive, as Sonia says, just sometimes a little small decision. One decision also could be, instead of me doing this Airbnb, getting 23,000 because I am paying the light bill, paying the gardener, boom, boom, boom. You might say, let me go long-term rental.
Mm-hmm.
That way, the tenant pays all of that,
Mm-hmm.
and you get your monthly money, and maybe it's just the mortgage coming out of it.
And the strata.
And the strata, and the property tax.
Yeah.
So you know you may be going, when you do the numbers, you may realize you're in the positive, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So gross rental yield. What is gross rental yield? So gross rental yield is the income return in relation to the cost or value of the property. What that mean? So it is the annual gross rent divided by the property cost or value times 100%. So in this instance, did I give you an example? Yes, I did. So the annual gross rent in this instance, I remember I said gross, not net. So this is the money before you did the expense. So this is 2,160,000. And you remember you purchased it at 24 million, which we said earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And now, so you're gonna take the gross rent, you're gonna divide it by how much you pay for it, multiply by 100. In this case, that's 9%. It's gonna be a gross yield. Now, though you're 9% and say, yeah man, be wonderful investment. Why? Because what don't subtract it?
Mm-hmm.
What haven't I subtracted? Remember I said gross rental yield. Somebody drop it in the chat. Can you see the chat?
I can from here.
Drop it in the chat. Why you must jump up and down when your 9% is a gross rental yield? Gross rent is rent before what is deducted. Who answer me?
No one as yet.
Everybody gonna sleep. Gross is because gross is before you deduct the expenses. You have to deduct the expenses. So that's why we use capitalization rate now. The capitalization rate gives us another way of comparing the income performance of the property before considering if this is a good investment.
All. Yes, the expenses. Take out the repairs expenses. Okay, so there's a delay.
There's a delay. Great, guys. So paying attention. Good, good. So instead of we use that to determine it, which is what again? The gross rental yield. Don't use that. You're going to use the capitalization rate. So the capitalization rate, you use a net operating expense, which in this case was 1,182,000, which is, remember, these are annual figures, right? And then you divide that by how much you pay for the property, which is 24 million. And you realize now that your capitalization rate is 4.9. What does that mean? What do you mean? You're 4.9, so you're only making 4.9% on this $24 million investment. This sound like I should have go buy one bag juice machine and go spin out some bag juice and I probably make more than 4% on the money. Or you could have maybe put the 24 million in the bank and get 4%.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing with real estate is that you don't have 24 million in the first place.
Mm-mm.
That's the thing, with the real estate. So because the real estate is the only investment that the bank is going to lend you money, leverage you up. So you sitting on a value or a word I'm looking for. You're sitting on 24 million. Put it up. You're sitting on a value of 24 million, but you never really have 24 million in your bank.
And what's the greatest thing about the real estate is that someone else, bank, values it or thinks the value is so great, and you only need the 10% or the 20% to come in of it, and they'll cover the rest
Rest.
because they themselves believe in it.
Yes.
And one of the greatest investments you can do is purchase or invest in something that somebody else thinks is more important.
They think it's so great that they're willing to give you 90% of the money. That is the power of the real estate.
I know, because you may think the greatest stock exists, but nobody's going to give you a loan to buy
To
that.
buy those stock. Much as get 90%. And then, I know some people have run on these IPOs and about, I mean, guys, really. So
Somebody's asking a question. The Buffalo is saying, but the rent is being paid off by the other, paid off by the others, correct?
by the others, the rent is being paid off.
What do you mean, the Buffalo? But the rent is being paid off by the others, correct?
Phrase it back, the Buffalo,
And we'll get back to it.
and write it back. So this is why you need to understand that you must subtract the expense. The expense is a real thing, guys. It's real money gone, Because you get 180 every month and you spend to the point where you only have 24,000 leave. Right? So
Oh, somebody's saying not the rent, but the mortgage, the Buffalo. Right.
the mortgage is being paid, but the mortgage is not the only expense.
It's just one of many.
It's just one of many. So if you collected 180 and your mortgage is 180, are you collecting 180 and your mortgage is 100 then? And you have 80,000 leave every month. And out of that 80,000, you have to pay the strata fee of 10,000. Cut the grass every month for 10,000. Now you're down to 70,000. Property tax maybe 10,000 because 100,000 a year. You're down now to 60,000. And what else can go wrong? A pipe burst and the man called it a pipe burst. The plumber charge you 20,000 plus fixtures and fittings. Fittings, right? And then a man drive a thing in your fence, in your beautiful fence where you just put up. A man decide to run him car in it. Insurance company are gonna go on with themselves.
Oh.
You have to pay, you have to know, go find the money now to repair the fence because the tenants now feel that it's not safe for them to live there. So you forced to go and spend this money to repair the fence. Where's the money coming from?
All right, so the Buffalo brought some clarity. They're saying the benefit is that other people will be paying off the mortgage. I guess they're saying the rent, the tenants.
But it's not the mortgage alone.
And Lorna,
it is a reality that new houses, the mortgage that you're paying, you are not getting the rent for it.
Yeah.
You must take money out of your pocket every month before that rent catch up with the mortgage. And the only way it catches up if you are astute and paying and charging the tenant the 7.5% every year going up.
Yeah.
So that it starts now to catch up to the mortgage.
True.
But if you buy a new house, you're gonna find that the rent is not covering the mortgage. So no tenant is not paying off no mortgage, the Buffalo. Not in the first 5 years at least. And also because of the other carrying costs. Sometimes it suits you to just you go pay your mortgage yourself. Because you're not ahead. You're not ahead, You're not ahead, you're behind. Because of all these expenses that you have to be forking out. Right?
Lauren was asking you, what is the thing about the depreciation rate?
The depreciation rate is only used or we're calculating taxes for the government. So a depreciation rate can be used for the value of the property. So you buy with 24. You can take a certain amount of depreciation and write it off against profits when it comes down to that part. But most persons don't make any profit. So the depreciation don't help you, rate don't help you if you're not making any profit. It's only used if you make a profit and then you can claim back against it. Mm-hmm. But if you're not making any profit, no. I remember too, for mortgages, you're only allowed to claim the interest. You're only allowed to claim the interest. To subtract the interest when you're now doing the calculations for income tax, that is. So whereas you might say 180 is the rent, 100 is the mortgage, and you subtract that and you tell yourself you have 80,000. When it get down to the tax man, if the interest is only 70,000 out of the 80,000, that is the deduction he's gonna make. He's not gonna deduct 80,000. He's gonna deduct 70. You understand? So remember now, your gross yield in this case, 9%, or your capitalization rate, which is after you take out the expenses, 4.9. So what you must ask yourself when you get these numbers is, what you're to ask yourself when you get these numbers is, what other investment vehicles out there that I could, if you had 24 million cash, that I could put 24 million in and get a 4.9%. Remember, you must subtract the expense. Don't look for gross yield. Look at capital rate. What other can I go to the bank, put on 24 million and get the 4.9%? So the people with cash usually ask themselves this question. Those of us who don't have no cash and you have to go to the bank to leverage you, then you don't have 24 million anyway. It is the loan that allows you to can get the 4.9 capitalization. So if you take the loan and you can get the 4.9 capitalization, then I would say go for it. Because without you taking the loan, you can't get none. If you only have 2.4 million sitting on for the deposit, you can't get the 4.9.
True.
Right? Bank will give you sub 1. Now, what's your return on investment? What does it mean? No, we use it all the time. What is the return on the investment? Now look carefully at what I've written in the formula. And when somebody said that to you, you must ask them what them include in this. Has to be the net profit. Remember, net profit is after expense and after tax too. What is it? What is the net profit? Divided by the total amount you invested times 100%. Right? So I usually calculate it and take out the taxes as well to see if am I really making any money. Sorry, we're going cash on cash return. Now, remember, don't mix it up with the gross rent you're collecting, any appreciation from the property going up, whether because of demand or because of inflation, how much you pay for it, what is the cash flow, whether it's positive or negative. Don't mix it up with none of that. It is simply the net profit divided by how much you invested. Cash on cash. What is cash on cash? The annual pre-tax cash flow divided by the actual cash you invested. So in this case, the actual cash that was invested between a deposit and putting grass in the place, fencing up the place, buying furniture, all these things. Improvements was $6 million, right? Mm-hmm. So the person deposited 2.4, but when them add up everything, which includes, remember you have some costs too, you have to go pay a lawyer. the transfer, the other fees, the bank loan fees, all these things. So it come to 6 million. So now the cash on cash return for that was 4.7%. So the cash invested is applicable acquisition costs and other initial capital commitment to the deal. Now, many times when you're buying an investment property, you're not adding up the costs. Remember, there's somewhere in the Bible where it says before you build, add up the costs. So before you buy, add up the costs. The costs, you're gonna have your deposit, you have your closing costs, you have your bank fees. For them to give you the loan, there's a bank fee, right?
A 1% or 2%.
Something like that. And then when you get the place, AC, curtain rod, curtain, light fixtures. And I'm literally looking out there where we're sitting right now, which is why I can peel it off. So,
I do wonder if we needed everything though.
Well, maybe you could have done without the blinds. What else you could have done without? I don't think you could do without them. You need fans, you need AC, you need all these things.
You need fans and AC. Do you remember when we lived in Spanish Town? Did we have fans or AC?
Yeah, standing fans, you know, have ceiling fans. And standing fans was like $1,000. But ceiling fan are like what? $20,000. You see the difference?
Yeah.
Now that's how your costs get. But you said to yourself you're gonna rent the place. Can I put a standing fan in this place at tenant? And therein lies a challenge in your brain, right? So the question is, if you put in 6 million of your cash now, and the property produces 282,000 of annual pre-tax cash flow under these assumptions, are you satisfied with that return for the risk that you're taking? Is that return appropriate for your objectives? What are the alternatives? Could I take my 6 million and go buy some stocks? Should I take it and go buy some? Would I carry them with the youth them name with them take on taxi? Probox. Should I take it and go buy 3 Probox? The 3 man. Run some taxi. Would I make more than 4.7%? So that's a personal question that you have to ask yourself. Right? There's no right or wrong answer to this, guys. So the 3 things you're measuring are what? Your gross yield, 9%. Your cap rate, 4.9. Or your cash on cash, meaning how much money you really spend, how much you make money. Now, sometimes you say a higher sale price is not the same as profit, right? You buy for 24 million, you sell for 30 million, so you made 6 million. Did you add up the acquisition cost? Remember, so you spend 6 million and get the place. Right? Did you add those things? What about all the other things that you spend? The interest on the financing, the property taxes, the insurance, all the repairs you did over the 5-6 years, the improvements, If sometimes we add up all of this, we'd have set the price so high.
I know. Outside of the market.
Outside of the market. So, cash flow versus capital growth. One property might have a strong monthly cash flow. Yes? You get cash every month, right? Pays you while you hold on to it, you get a modest appreciation. Another property might have a weak or negative cash flow. It'll cost you to keep it, right? And you buy it because you expect that the price will double in a 2 years, or 3 years, or 4 years. You have some carrying costs. You're willing to keep them carrying costs because, boy, I buy this $10 now. In 4 years, it's going to be $20 now. And there, I'm only going to spend about $2 million in a carrying cost. I'm good with that. Because when I done add up everything and sell it and subtract everything, I go walk with $8 in my hand. Makes sense? No, you can't answer that until you know what is the objective. Financial capacity to carry the costs, right? So we do carry, Tony and I, we do carry, our family, we do carry some carrying costs on properties by choice. Um, can we afford it? So you're giving up something here for hearing up. So you're giving up. So let's say you have a carrying cost yourself $6 million on these properties. Every year you have back out 6 million extra just to keep them.
Mm-hmm.
What are you giving up? Trip to Disney, trip to Six Flags, some Louis Vuittons, brand new Benz. What is it giving up, Tony?
Eating fish versus chicken.
Versus chicken.
Sometimes that's a serious choice.
It's a serious diet. You have a jade garden. You can't go jade garden. You have to go down to the little corner shop to buy a box food.
Mm-hmm.
Your shoes want tip, but you can't tip because damn, the washing machine broke down. Me have to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, for everything on this side, have an equal and opposite on the side. So you either decide to spend it here so or there so.
Yeah.
That is where the thing come in your head now. Do I want to live? So my second daughter will say, Mom, I just want to have what she call it? Lifestyle.
That's what she said.
No, not lifestyle. There's a word she used. She wants to. In other words,
she wants life experiences.
Yes, life experiences. So she's not willing to back out 200,000 for a mortgage every month or carrying costs, right, for 5 years, because that 200,000 every month equates to 2.4 million. When she could have had experiences going to Disney and buying the most expensive clothes that you want. I find a lot of young people have that outlook now.
That's because they have somewhere to live.
Yeah.
Already.
Tony, you sound vexed.
Well, because when I started, we didn't have anywhere to live.
Right.
So I understand not having somewhere to live. By the time she came, you were already a homeowner. So her experience of being uncomfortable in a living situation, she never had that.
Never had that. So it's a difference. So you have to pick up that too with your own children, right? Some of the sacrifices that you were willing to make to get to this stage, they were born into it. So if you started at 0, they're now at 5.
Yeah.
So because I'm at 5, they missed the 1 to 5.
Which are the hard
part. And the thing is, the truth is, them can't imagine it.
I know, like simple thing like when we lived in Spanish Town, I'd have to be getting up at 3:30, 4 o'clock to catch this very uncomfortable bus at 5 o'clock just to get to downtown.
Yeah.
That which is just half of the journey.
Yeah. And if we say now, let us go to live in Portmore or Spanish Town, because it would be cheaper for us to live there and then you could actually acquire an next property. No. I want to get up at 7 a.m. and then by 7:30 I'm at my office. I don't want to get up at 5 o'clock to reach my office at 6 o'clock and work start at 8:30. That don't make no sense today. Right? So you have to understand that your children may already be at 5 or 10 on the pole because you did, Tony, get my back. You did everything from 0 to 10 already. They cannot imagine it.
They can't.
So even though you are telling them, oh, remember I used to do this, I remember I used to do that, forget that. That I go through 1 year and I come out through the next. And then by the time you get to the grandchildren, it gets worse.
I know, like Zivan the other day was like, Auntie Tony, I just want to stay in the cold room. The cold room, like the cold room. And then I'm realizing that he's asking for the AC to be on.
Yeah, but this morning, Xander got his porridge, cornmeal porridge, and it was hot. Hear this kid, Grandma, can you turn on the AC? The porridge is hot. The boy blow the porridge, but the porridge is hot. The boy the AC hot. So listen now, you're gonna have a different They're having different experiences, right?
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, as they step in the car, grandma the AC, place of a freezing cold for them brain function.
Grandma, the sun is too bright.
Yeah, so, so you have a different kid. All right. No. So you have to understand
Yeah, their sacrifices are not going to be the same as yours.
Don't I need to see about my slides? So now remember, two, you buy for 20, that is no capital gain. Remember, cash flow versus capital gain, right? Cash flow versus capital gain. It's only those two ways. Yeah, capital growth. It's only those two ways you make money in real estate. Either get positive cash flow or your capital gain. But when you do the capital gain part, remember, capital, you must add up the cost. And the truth is, the longer you keep the properties, the less money you make. Right. That's just one of the phenomena. Because the price of the property will go up like that and stop. All right. So, we spoke about that already. You want to move on? So hold on. So those of you who maybe did miss my class. So cash flow, income remain after all expenses, right? That's cash flow, month by month. How much you keep, right? What's left after you pay all the expenses. And capital gain is a value created or captured through buying, holding, improving, developing, or selling. It comes one time. So once you sell the property and get the capital gain, it's done. No more money. All right. Now, you can use one strategy or the other. We use both of them. So some properties that you buy are for your cash flow, and some that you buy are for capital gain. Now I can tell you, single properties, 1 bedroom, 2, 3 bedrooms, single homes do not cash flow. Apartments, townhouses, single properties do not cash flow. What cash flows are multi-unit properties. So you have a building with 10 tenants, 50 tenants, 51 bedroom, 22 bedroom, whatever. Those will cash flow. All right.
But which is why when you play Monopoly, you start out with single houses, but then it tells you to buy a hotel.
Right. Or when we play the cash flow game. Yes. So those of you who don't know the cash flow game, that is Robert Kiyosaki's cash flow game. It's online. Go and play it. We play regular with our family. You buy a fourplex, a duplex, a triplex, a quadruplex, the line, eightplex, whatever.
Yeah, Sharika agrees.
That's what makes money, not the one. Now, if you play Monopoly or you play cash flow, you're gonna realize the same thing that them game that teach you, the same thing in our real life. You're gonna buy one house first. That's where you're going to start.
Yeah.
You're gonna struggle and pay the little extra money to back it up so you keep it. While that is going up in value. So let us say end up with 3 of them. Then no, you can sell all 3, which we're really doing the game for true. We sell all 3 or all 4 or all 2. And then we go to a duplex, a triplex, a fourplex, a sixplex, and so on. That's what you do. So that is a strategy, guys. Some of you hang out with the single house, them too long.
Yeah.
Now you can either buy the duplex, triplex, fourplex, sixplex, or you can build it. Like me, I prefer to build it. All right? But then you have to have construction knowledge. You have to be willing to go sit down in an art for 3 years to learn that, right? But so you can either build it or you buy it. But you can't hang out with them one properties here and say I do investment. They don't make money, them just give stress. Right?
They're pretty though.
Yeah, just give stress. And then it's because of economies of scale, why a duplex, triplex, quadruplex, and so on would make money. One building, one property manager, one place to drive to. If one tenant don't pay, you still have 5 more who will pay. You understand what I'm saying? So your vacancy loss is different. All right?
Yard maintenance, there might be less too.
Yeah, yard maintenance.
Because you build out
the whole property. Yeah. So that you cut 5 yard at $5,000 each. That one place, it might just be the 5,000.
Yeah.
Right.
And the beautiful thing about Jamaica that I just so love, and I hope they don't change it, your property tax is not dependent on the fabulous building that you put on it.
True.
It's only dependent on the land value. So you could get a piece of land and you put up a quadruplex, a sixplex, a eightplex on it, a 20plex. But the land value for the property tax remains the same, guys. Beautiful thing in Jamaica. How can you not want to invest there? Also, talking about capital gain, when you sell the place and you make a profit, you're only paying a transfer tax of 2% to the government.
And
All of the rest of the money is yours. After you pay back the bank, pay a transfer tax, 2%. Boom. Live easy. Life is good. How can you not want that? So, you have some myths. If rent covers the mortgage, it is a good investment, which I guess is what the Buffalo was saying earlier. Not necessarily. The properties still have operating and ownership costs beyond the mortgage. It's not just the mortgage you want the rent to cover, guys. The property will appreciate, so the monthly loss doesn't matter. Really? Appreciation is possible, yes, but it's not guaranteed. So listen now. You buy the place for 20 million. And it'll go up in a value, go up in a value. Does it mean anything to you if you're not selling it? Not a thing. As a matter of fact, I can't tell you. So I buy a place for 10 million. At that price, if you feel, let's say 10 million. A man offer me 20 million. Tell the man, no, I'm not sell. No, me same one, you know. I sell some house for 20 million. They're a developer. When me take a stock, within 2 years, the same house reached 40 million that I was selling. I said, jeez, how much land value now? Only 30 million. I could have beat myself. Why didn't I take the man 20 million? Go buy one of them houses over here for 20 million. And now the value of 40 million. I know what I better have. Instead of me still sit down with a little property where I over 30 million in value now.
Because you didn't buy the land as a true investment. Bought it with your heart.
My heart. I know it's so nice. And that's another thing, you know, when you buy prime real estate, why? It's like a rough phone to sell it, guys. May I tell you the truth? I bet you buy one pop down sitting. Because when the tide rise, all boats rise. So when the inflation are run and everything are run, the little $2 million place so you buy down there, so I go value 4 million. Just the same as a $10 million place, I go value 20 million.
I know. Sometimes I look at some properties that are multi-unit properties. And I look at them, you know, and they're in areas that you think, maybe not, but they're really good investments. You know,
really
but then
good.
you take up the money and buy one house in a gated community that's in a prime location.
Yes, yes. So the little rental where you could have get how much thousands of dollars every month for. You pass it up because you say, no, sir, if we drive past all of them people have to reach there. That has reached us recently too. We're looking at a piece of land, and because of the area, I kept saying, no, I don't want encounter nothing down the sun. Boy, I'm sorry, no. That was a blunder, Tony. You don't think so?
Well, I did say buy it. I mean, I've said it so many times, but I'm not the only decision maker, so we just have to take that loss and move on.
Boy, it's a hard blow though. Because as she says, some of these locations with these buildings, they're cash cows, guys. They're cash cows. But you take up the 300,000, 400,000, you buy one place for how much millions of dollars and now. So high rent means high return. No, no, no. You must compare the rent against the investment required and the real expenses, right? So if you sell for more than you paid, you made a profit, you think so? Calculate all of the acquisition costs, the financing, the holding, the improvement, the selling, applicable and the tax costs first. Oh my God. Now, ROI is ROI, return on investment. Ask how it was calculated. Is it gross yield? Is it cap rate, cash on hand, and total ROI answer different things, right? So every one of these myths. So therefore, which numbers were you using before it today? Was it the rent? Was it the yield? Was it the ROI, the cash flow? Which expense do you think investors forget most often? Tell me in the chat. Would you choose stronger monthly cash flow or greater potential capital gain? These days, I'm more about capital gain. Before, I was about cash flow. But it depends on where the property is. There's some properties where the capital growth is going to be outpace even the inflation. But there are other places, nah, you're better off chasing the cash flow.
I know, but you need to look at your life situation too, because when you're sitting down in corporate work and everything's looking good, and you're thinking, okay, there's going to be a pension there at the end of the day, then you can take the risk in doing capital gain and then accumulate that cash because you know you have a decent pension. But if you're like self-employed and you know there's no pension at the end of the road, you may want to put in your rental income properties so that when you're getting older to that pension age, you have that income that you can use.
Right, which is why I went after cash flow first, because I'm self-employed.
And not only that, when you get older, yes, it's good to have the cash, but you might not want to have that whole leap of cash depending on your situation. It might be better for your situation if the money's steady coming in monthly like a paycheck.
Right. So you have to think of, and the truth is too, which one of these pension funds will carry you in old age? I don't see it in Jamaica. Everybody who went off on pension, if you live long enough, it comes back to bite you. You can't, because of the inflation, you can't pay a light bill, you can't pay a doctor bill. Come back to bite you. So you go off on a 200,000 pension today, look good enough, look nice, yeah, mommy, I get enough money. But guess what? You only went off on a percentage of what you were earning before, and that percentage is lower. But you still have the expenses.
Right.
So how is that going to be covered? So you really need to look at the cash flow game, as Tony says. Look at it. How can I get there? And also look at the capital gain, right? Because it could be too that you go capital gain first. Then when you back up the money, then you build the rental income.
Yeah, but it depends on when you start.
Yes, depends on your age and stage of life. Some people start too late.
Yeah.
So if you start late, what would you suggest?
If you're starting late, you do capital gain
first
for like 5 years. Like you start at 40.
Yeah.
And then by the time you reach 50, you need to buy or build rental income property. So that by the time you get to 65,
yeah,
you've now finished building it and you're just collecting your rent and your expenses from the expenses that you're doing.
Right.
Because it's gonna take a while to maybe even start generating cash flow.
And then you have to be aggressive. So if you're doing capital gain strategy, you have to be aggressive and you can't fall in love with the property.
No, you
can't fall in love. You just have to get it, boom, move on. Get it, boom, move on. Buy something else, boom, boom, boom. And go through, acquire up the cash, as Tony says.
And you have to be very disciplined too if you're going to be doing capital gain, because you're going to need that cash. You can't be loosey-goosey with your cash if you're doing capital gain.
Yeah, you can't be loose. You have to be disciplined. So if you're younger, so you're saying if you're younger, and I tend to agree, because I did the cash flow thing when I was younger. So if you're younger, you can go with cash flow because it can go slower now, and
you have time to learn the ropes, because cash flow properties require more work.
Yes, more hand holding.
Yeah, and you need time to learn and grow with it.
Yeah. All right. So before you commit,
we have a question. So the Buffalo is asking, so when value of a property goes up substantially, it is a good idea to sell, but will a person be able to buy again with prices being so high?
Depends on what you're buying and what you're looking for. Sure, you can buy, but what you're buying and what you're looking for. Yes, you can buy, but you may have to buy it in another location and do the same thing. So chances are you have a house in Kingston 6 and you sell it for 100 million. And you get 90 million in your hand.
Mm-hmm.
Probably can't find a house in a Kingston 6 to do the same thing. And the Kingston 6 houses would have matured already in terms of pricing. So you would need to go into a community where them just come in and that is the lowest price you'll buy it for.
Yeah, like something that just been in
That
Portmore.
like something that just built in Portmore or Spanish Town. So it will be the lowest price. So when the developer just bring it out, he bring it over 20 million.
Which is why I'm saying you have to be aggressive.
You have to be aggressive. That is the lowest price it is going to be at the books because somebody will buy for 20 million, not selling back for 20 million. So at least you're sure that if you buy this for 20 million, so let's say you have 80 million, I buy 4 of them. You're sure that the price not going below 20 million because nobody's going to sell for that, right?
Mm-hmm.
It can only go up from there.
Right.
But if you take your 80, 90 million and you go buy back in a mature neighborhood, that's what I call it. You buy back in a mature neighborhood. The chances of that going up. Remember now you compete with everybody who said them a resale.
Mm-hmm.
The chances of that going up a little bit slimmer. So you need capital gain strategy works better with new neighborhoods.
Yeah.
You would say that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Whereas cash flow strategy works better with older established neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because then people used to the place, the population is there, can't take the rent, and so on.
Yeah.
So before you commit, you need to remember, check your income, calculate the vacancy, what are your operating expenses, your financing, right? And what is the initial investment? Then calculate all of these things, right? Now, this is what the breakdown was for the one that we did. We showed you the purchase price, the monthly rental, the gross annual, and so on, and we did the calculation. Now I want to take you to so I actually built your calculator, guys. It is on my website, claudiadavisjm.com.
Can I access it from here?
You should be able to. That was the last slide, right? So you're gonna
No,
know the income,
there's 2 more slides.
know the expense, know your cash investment. Let me see the 2 more. Let me see if anything important on them.
Sure.
Well, it should be. Know those things. So you're going to know your income, know your financing, how much mortgage you're going to pay, and so on. Know the expenses, know your cash investment, how much you're going to take out, and understand. Go to the next one. Let me see. Run the numbers on one real property this week. I want you to do that. Pick a property that you own already or one you're thinking of buying. Calculate all of the things and look at your numbers properly, right? A property that needs your optimism to work is not an investment. It's a hope with a title deed. Feisty. One flood feisty. Right? So real estate can change your future, but the property has to make sense for your objectives and your circumstances. Let's go look at the calculator. The calculator mirrors everything that I spoke about today. So you're going to go to claudiadavisjm.com, then you go to investment page.
Let me try and get it on the system.
I was doing this 5 minutes before I come on live. Lord, I hope it works. If it don't work good, guys, I know people like Farah and Sharika and Shauna will jump on this calculator and tell me if it don't work. If it don't work, I'm gonna fix it. But you can go there. And these are things that we're teaching Millionaire Blueprint, guys. Strategy. So the next time I open up the course, jump on it.
All right, where we go now?
You go invest.
Mm-hmm.
Scroll down. Scroll down. There's a calculator. So you can reset the calculator from there. You can print it when you now scroll down. You can print it. So here's it. So the example, my example is to the left. where I gave you back the numbers that I used to calculate. So you're going to put in your numbers. So you can put in your numbers. You buy a property for 20 million. Tony trying to do it live. Forgive me if it don't work. I was just doing it about 10 to 5 minutes before I come on. I don't even test it. But those of you who use it, tell me. Just WhatsApp me 2926776. Tell me if something wrong, because I know it's a calculator that you will want to use going forward, right? When it says our legal fees was that, and your deposit was that. So if you don't have a deposit percentage as well, so you could actually click deposit percentage, Tony. I'm putting, click it up here. I'm putting what was your percentage. So if it was 5% or 10%, you can put it in and it calculates it.
Okay.
You can put in your stamp duty, 2,500. Your registration fees, I probably need to put a calculator in there for you. So your registration, I need to put a formula there. So your registration fee is 0.25%, everybody, when you're calculating it, right? Valuation, that's a value, or you have to ask a value. Let's estimate that at 60,000. Surveyor at the same 60,000. Your mortgage bank fees, usually 1 to 2%. Ask your mortgage officer. How much is it for this property? 20 million. 1% at 20 million, how much? 5% at 200,000, I think.
You can use the calculator right there.
So your
Norma's asking, good afternoon, everyone. Sharika, definitely maths class this. I have to reread the notes.
What did I ask? 20,000 for what?
20 million.
And what am I calculating? Registration at 2%?
Yeah.
400,000.
It's not 2%.
Oh, registration. Is 0.25%. So that's 50,000. Legal fees, usually 3%, but I guess you can leave it there. Transfer related initial renovation costs, how much you had to spend to renovate. How much did you spend for repairs?
The host Newman says more setup costs.
So let's put some costs at furniture and appliances.
Yeah, but grill AC and grill 300,000, AC 400,000.
You can easily spend 2 million. Ain't a moving yet. You want to put in that 1 million, you limit yourself. What you calling other acquisition costs?
Oh no, it's supposed to be at furniture.
Oh. Yeah, and people buy new house and want new furniture.
We're doing Airbnb.
Doing Airbnb. All right, scroll down. So your total acquisition cost is 2.572, but you invested 3.572 because of your deposit, right? Scroll down. Now, if you know what your cash was from start, you can just put it in there, so, and it will override all of those additions right there. All right. So let's look at number 3 now, section 3, which is financing. So you went to the bank because you needed 19 million because you deposited 1 million. If you know what that is, you can put in a figure. But let's see if the calculator works. Click calculator. I tell you, I don't test it yet, guys. You helping me to test it here? No. So you need to borrow 19 million. Look like it work. Put in 19 million here.
That's years.
Interest rate is not 2%. So interest rate is gonna be something like 9% now. All right, loan term, let's put 30 years. Good. So it's calculating it for you at 152. Other annual financing costs would be like insurance. So let's add another 10,000 for that. No, that's annual. Annual, 120,000, because that'll be 10,000 a month. Scroll down. So monthly payment equal 12 plus your other financing. So your annual money that you need to pay your mortgage is 1.9. As I said at the top, if you know what the mortgage is, what it is already, just put it in, right? Now this property, monthly rental, how much is monthly rental for a $20 million place? Maybe 100,000 a month. All right, 110,000 a month. Other annual property income. What else you collecting for in rent?
At 20 million, this is probably just a single family house.
Right. So you're only getting 110,000 a month. So your gross annual rent in this case is 1.3. All right, scroll down. Now the vacancy, you can either put it by the month or you put it by the percentage. So it may be empty maybe 80% of the time.
20% of the time.
Oh, empty 20%. Yes, okay. It's occupied 80% of the time. Okay. So your vacancy cost that, so now your rent gone down to 1,065,000. What are your operating expenses? Maintenance, you have to cut the yard every month.
If this is long term, is a tenant cutting it?
Property tax only 65. Okay. Insurance, that's covered in the mortgage already. Strata fee 5,000. Property management, you do have that. This is long term. Tenant paying the electricity. Continue. Tenant paying the water. You might budget at what, 20,000 for repairs. That's annual. All right. Pest control. What about landscaping? Who's doing that? Tenant, cleaning, counting, other professional fees. You're placing in the furniture. Did you spend money on furniture at the top? Is it a furnished place?
Yep.
All right. So maybe 200,000 for a place something for the year. All right, scroll down. And guys, if you want to add another operating expense that not covered here, just click the plus button, right? Oh, about your HOA fee. Add that already?
Yeah, we added a fee for strata.
Okay. So your total annual is 231,500. That's expense. Does that look high? What is causing it though? Go back up, let me see. Go back into that section. 231. 6.5 per month for tax. Oh, you put 6.5 per month. So that multiply that by 12, the tax might be too high.
Oh, this is monthly?
Yeah. Is it monthly? Hold on. Scroll down. How much is that was? 225. Oh. 200,000 was furniture. Replacement. So if you replace a washing machine, yeah, it can cost you 200,000 for the year. And what else? So you're budgeting that. All right. Scroll up. What's 20,000?
For
Routine repairs. You just put that 20,000 for the year.
Yeah, there's a big water leak or something.
Strata
or
is not. Strata is 5,000 a month, you know.
But
So
is
this is 60,000.
Did you say it's a yearly fee we're working on?
It's a yearly working out. So I need to make that adjustment.
Okay.
I need to put that as yearly. You must put in there. Property tax yearly. Put that back. That's about 20,000. Depends on where it is. Place them in a Portmore cheap, you know. Tax are like 6,000 or 7,000. But when you come in a St. Andrew, that can run you. But let us say this is a Portmore house. All right, go down. You're not good. So you're going to spend 286 extra per year. All right. Net operating income. So, which is a red minus how much she just said, right? So the annual pre-tax cash flow is 1,305, which is your rent. So your average monthly is 108 as opposed to 100. How much was it? 20? All right. Rent is not profit. So, 110 is your rent. What it did, it divided that yearly expense by 12 and got a figure and then did that. All right. Scroll down.
Monthly cash flow is negative. I like how it put it in red.
Scroll up.
Oh.
Oh, your mortgage is how much?
155.
Oh, and your rent is only 120.
Yeah, which is usually the case with new properties.
Okay.
your rent doesn't cover your mortgage.
So every month you have to find 108,753.
Mm-hmm.
All right, scroll. And I want you to do this with the real property here, guys, and tell me if it's worth it. No, go back. Let me see the matrix. So your return matrix, your gross rental yield is 6%. Your capitalization rate is 3%. But your cash on cash return, meaning how much you actually spend putting it in the property, you're in minus 36. Go on. So the question is, so what if you sell the property? Click here. Let's put in numbers. So you bought it for 20, let us say it value. How much you say you buy it for? 20?
Mm-hmm.
Let us say value 30 now. Not 20, 30, man. 30, not 35.
They selling it furnished.
If you get the verdict. All right, 30,000. And you have the property about 6 years.
Need for the years?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You have about 6 years. Put in a figure for the realtor, the legal costs, and everybody. Use percentage. So it is 5% for the realtor, 3% for the lawyer. Transfer tax is 2%. Other selling costs, maybe another between the sale agreement and all of that. Let us say 200,000. Capital improvements.
That was the AC and those things.
Yeah. Adjust is something that I need to add here. What's missing here? So I need to add in your acquisition costs. That's not here. How much you did spend to do all of that fixing? No, it's just giving you the basics. So it's telling you that realtor fee at 1.5, that me and Tony are charging that. Your legal is 900, transfer 600, selling cost 200. All right, scroll down. Carrying costs over 6 years. Oh, it did calculate it, but to do it down here. So your mortgage over 6 years was 11 million. So it added up all the mortgage. Your operating expenses for the 6 years was 1.79, because I think this was at 200,000 a month, right?
I don't know.
A year. Yeah, up there it was at 200,000. So your initial cash investment was 3.5 based on the furniture, your deposit, and all of that. So mortgage and operating costs are already reflected in the cash flow and profit figures below. Initial cash invested is upfront capital you deployed. So remember that, guys. Your initial cash investment is how much you put up, the deposit, plus how much you spend for buy AC, what else did you buy? Grill, furniture, and all of that, right? Now your increase in property value was 10 million. Your estimated net sales proceeds is 26,800. Estimated defined at, something wrong with the calculation. Yeah. Estimated defined period 6 years include cash flow negative 1.6. So your return on investment is negative 39. You never make no money. Let me see why.
Because you
have 11 million in a carrying cost. Mortgage. Plus your operating expense was 1.7.
But why is the mortgage 11 million? 155,000 times 6 years is 11 million? Wow.
155,000 times, no, 12. Hold on, let me see. Scroll up. Let me see my calculator. I'll calculate. Scroll up, let me see the mortgage.
Was 155,000
flat?
No.
Times 12 times
152,878.
152,878 times 12. How many years was it? We have it? 6 years?
Yeah.
11 million. Wow.
So the first thing, if it's cash capital gain you're going after, you can't keep the property for 6 years.
No.
That's the first thing.
That's the first thing. Now what this I show you guys. Hold on, if you really do that.
Drop the amount of years to 3 years. I think that's gonna improve the profits.
Yeah, you can't keep this for 11 years and it want to reach 30 million. Unless you suspect it's going to reach 50 million or something. Mm-hmm. Drop what? This? So let's hold it only for 1 year. Click outside, refresh. So if you hold it for 1 year, what's the mortgage now?
You see, already it's showing great improvement.
Where's the mortgage? Tony, I missed something, man. Go. There's a mortgage I'm interested in. Carrying costs. So the mortgage there now is only 1.9. Operating expense gone down 286. Initial cash invested still 3,572. But now the property increase in value was 10 and your estimated net proceeds still at 26. Estimated profit after 1 year is 4.8. The return on your investment is 117%.
Versus negative 39, I think it was before.
So if your strategy is capital gain, there is no holding this property. For not 10 years on top, but you think you make money.
You have to sell out between year 1 and year 2.
And go back again.
Yeah.
Even if it means taking a loan and do the same thing, rinse and repeat. But I wonder if some guys do the maths on it and let me see if estimated defined period profit 1 year, including cash flow. So your profit after 1 year was 4 million. Estimated net proceeds was 26 million. That's after you sell it, you get this from the lawyer. 26 million.
But you don't have to pay back the cost for the house.
But you have to take out the loan.
Which is what, a 19
which
million?
Was a 19 million. Oh. Plus the cost that you spend, yeah. So you get 4 million in your hands. So I need to add a figure here that shows that it subtract the mortgage and how much you spend. So you would be 4 million. You paid 20 million for the property. You only put in, how much you put in? 1,200,000 or something, right?
3,572,000.
3,572,000. That's the initial cash investment.
Yeah.
And you only pull out 4,894. But the longer you keep this house, you have more problem.
No, but I think maybe you have a feel missing. But this 26 million, you're then gonna minus this
from it
and your mortgage.
Yeah.
Okay. Because it's 19 million, you didn't really borrow.
So that's a 6 million something. And then you take out the 3 something. Come back down to 4 something. Okay, guys. YouTube Live, we're over time. Tony, look if you have any questions.
We don't have any questions.
Go to the Claudia Davis website, claudiadavisjm.com. That's where the calculator is on the investment page. I am still trying to get my AI to sync these YouTube Live so that they come onto this where it says past episodes. Still trying to figure it out. It requires us using an API and all kind of fancy things, and I'm just learning.
Here you have a question. Buffalo wants to know, what should a person who spent cash on a property, when do they sell?
The numbers will tell you. You have to know when the property, the value, you have to know the now value to know if you must sell. Suppose you spend 50 million on a property cash. Remember to add up all the other expenses that you spend, not just the raw 50 million, right? And the property is now valued 70 million. When you add up all of those expenses plus the 50 million, how much you get back?
I think it's the same calculator you'd use. You just wouldn't put in the mortgage portion.
Yeah, it's the same calculator. So let us take out the mortgage. Where's the mortgage? Down the bottom. You're going to use the same calculator. See there? Override that. Override. So the finance is actually 19 million now. Put in the 19 million there. Amount financed, 19 million. It's there already.
Where?
No, hold on. Oh, hold on. Probably need another section. As if you put 19 million here, let me see something. And even if you put it in cash, you should still charge yourself the interest. Because if the money was in the bank, what would it be? So put 5% there, 5 years there, and put maybe pay yourself an interest rate of the bank would have paid if the money was in the bank.
5 years?
1 year, if it's cash. How much is it? Well, the maths is telling us that you must hold the property too long.
Mm.
What's the interest rate you're charging yourself? You put in the cash. Might not be just 1%. All right? Because remember, even though you put in the cash, you're taking the cash out of the bank. So because you take the cash out of the bank, you're losing the interest in the bank. So you must still pay back yourself the bank cash. I see a negative figure there. Why is there a negative? Average monthly cash flow is negative because now what?
Well, to see what went wrong with the calculation.
I guess we don't. Maybe because you took out the rent? The Buffalo, the place is rented, so it make a difference. Now, if the place not rented, you're going to put 0 in rent. But you sell when you are in positive, the Buffalo, meaning when you have the sale price, so you must get the new sale price. When you get the new sale price, you minus all expenses, minus all of the transfer tax, realtor fee, lawyer fee, government fees, like the 2% transfer tax and the other fees, registration, and so on. When you subtract all of those, you're also subtracting how much you paid for the property. So let's just say I'm telling you the value now is 50 million. With all of the transfer tax and everything and realtor fee, you're going to lose 10%. That's 5 million. So you get 45 million. Then you paid 30 million out of pocket cash, subtract the 30 million. Down to 45 million, so you're down to 15 million. During the course of you having the property, you spend some money, you furnish it, you cut the yard, you pay property tax, add up all of that, come to 5 million. Out of minus 15, so what's left is 10 million. It sounds like you shouldn't buy the place. Well, no, what's left is 10 million plus your 30 that you spent. So you have now made 10 million on top of your 30 million. So you could say you make a 33% profit, interest profit.
The Buffalo is saying the property is not rented. New sell price minus expenses minus paid amount, etc.
Right.
Chris B is asking, Miss Claudia, say for example, in Coral Springs Estate, you buy phase 2, how it would be difficult to sell before the developer is finished the development, and it takes more than a year to finish a phase.
I think I see one of those gone up for sale already.
But they buy in phase 1.
They're buying phase 1. Check the price. Check the price. I think I see one gone up, gone to RG and check the price. I think I saw one. No, what we need to do is watch and see if they will get it. But somebody's doing the same strategy that we're talking about. Capital gain. So it is St. Anthony. It's Trelawney.
Where's the area called?
Named Coral Spring.
Somebody's trying to rent for 130.
All right, so somebody trying to rent for 130.
152.
150.
150. Oh.
So the rental is at 150.
180.
180. So they've started putting them up 180. You're looking for sale, Tony. Close out and go to sale, please. You're gonna scroll forever. Just type in for sale.
Did we start see the prices already? I
You
don't
know,
see
if you
any.
did just type in for sale, that's what you did.
I don't see any.
Maybe gone on the offer. Hold on. Maybe it's not your side. Go to under offer. Under offer. Check all that.
Let's see it.
All right, so that's on the system.
Not
So
yet.
now I'm more sure somebody sent me something, said something going for sale in there.
And the final question, Staffy is saying that you didn't speak about Roan Ridge.
Oh, Roan Ridge. Do you have the link and dropped in it, Tony, in the chat? So Roan Ridge is in Draxall. Thank you, Safi. Roan Ridge is in Draxall. We're just bringing out those houses, and they are
2 bedrooms for 385,000 US.
right 385,000. 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 385,000 US. Those are right in Draxall. Call me if you want to look at it. So remember, phase one, Hills of Draxall, right across from the KFC. Then we went up the hill and we did phase two, which were lands just the same. So we're now doing Roan Ridge, which is in the same place. You just go up the hill across from, but you can't go through the gate again. So you need me to carry you in, guys. Remember, security post and everything is there. So you need to call me if you want to go up there. But you go up on the hill and go through and I'll show you where they are. We only have how many selling? 30 or much?
35.
35 selling. And more than half of them gone already. Sorry, I'm late to bring it out. But jump on it. Tony just drop it in the chat. Go on. We'll put it up on our website yet. We don't put it up. We're going to try and put it up later today. But Roan Ridge is out, and that's in the Draxall area. Also have option you can ask the developer to do 3 bedroom or 4 bedroom for you, but everything is on one level. It's gonna come with your swimming pool, your picket ball, and what else? What else? Clubhouse. All right, everybody. Any more questions, Tony?
Alan Girl is just saying when you use cash, you no longer have that cash to use, so there is opportunity cost you must consider as well.
Right. Which is why you don't want to have a cash like that. You want to extract it back out fast too. So maybe you don't have the mortgage, but you do have the opportunity cost, which is what would the cash fetch? So if you never buy the house and you have the 20 million and you put it in the bank, how much interest you're giving up to take this money out and put here? All right. So those are some of the things that you have to consider. Are they seeing this on the screen?
Yeah.
Roan Ridge, as you know, Draxall is a beautiful location. You can't miss with Draxall. Or if you're there, Miami Bay or anywhere there, so it's just the prime now in St. Anne, right? But if you can't afford Draxall, do not be afraid to buy Runaway Bay, Discovery Bay, go down to Trelawney, Coral Spring, Stonebrook, Florence.
They're all along the North Coast.
All of them along the North
and
Coast.
They're all in Jamaica.
Just the same. Buy what you can afford.
Yeah.
That's what it boils down to, guys. Buy what you can afford. If we have no more questions.
Yeah, that was it.
All right. I think we'll make up for the time that we lost fumbling around. Well, we need a producer. I keep saying that every week. And I'm so busy to even just go look for it.
All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us again on YouTube Live this week, and we'll see you next week.
Yes, really appreciate you coming on. and staying on through all the teething pain.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Sunday dinner is waiting.
And stop streaming. Oh, wait, I can actually play music this week. Let's see.
Don't know, everybody gone.
Yeah, man. No more waiting. We are move now. Them say them broke, so them not start. See the price and them get dark. Mind lock them afraid for the market. Never know say your system start. You no need for rich to begin. Just strategy to win. From you know where you qualified for. Your foot already in. For them a watch pan sideline. While and price a climb. Them want perfect same time. Now them late and miss time. Start small, build it fast. Every move, adopt cash. From your step, on the ladder. Next level come quick, no pass. Buy what you can afford now. Step in the game, no stall now. Start small, level up fast now. Build wealth, make it tall now. Pre-approve, know your price now. Map tell you where you stand now. No more talk, action now. Real estate, we are